Hello everyone, we are going to make a Beyblade stadium. Kids love Beyblades, who doesn't? It's all for tops. They spin their tops on there and they can compete. We're going to use a satellite dish as their new arena, okay? And this has a nice curve to it. We're going to take and fill these 5 resin holes. There'll be a 6th one here with somebody plugged it with a 9mm. We're going to plug these with resin. We'll knock this down flat. We'll clean it, fill it with resin, paint it, build legs for it, and the kids can have themselves a jolly good old time. So join us for the video. This will be fun. All right, so I'm going to stop you right there. It's been 24 hours. The resin has dried. Okay, it says 5-minute resin, but it's epoxy. But it's more like 12, 24 hours for it's a full cure. Now, what happened is the resin got pulled through a little bit more than what I wanted to in some of these places, so I'm going to have to fill it back in. It did that because I wanted it to. I left little pockets on the back, and you can see here maybe that the resin came through and it gave it something to attach to on the back of the dish. This is just sheet metal. I don't want to make it too thin that resin is just going to fall out of a little square. So I'm going to fill it in, and while that's drying, I'm going to start working on the legs. Now the legs are just going to be basic 2x3s. I'm not doing anything fancy here. This is just a basic kid's toy, and I'm just going to paint this. I have old 2x3s that I took off of another project. You can see it's got holes. Okay, it's even got some glue on it. So I'm just going to make a basic frame to sit an oval down into, and there'll be 4 legs. That's it. I'm going to prime it, sand it, prime it, and then paint it. Enjoy. Okay, so today I got a really nice day outside, and I know it sounds kind of weird, but it's about 40 degrees out at the beginning of January, and it's nice and sunny outside. So I want to get outside. I'm going to grind the resin off of the dish. I want to do that outside. I don't want to get that stuff blown in the garage. And I'm going to try to spray paint the thing black. I want to do that all outside today while I can. I'll bring it back in the house and let it warm up and cure. But I wanted to mention one thing before I go out there and do that. Because I don't want to set the camera up out there and talk to the camera, because what would my neighbors think? You know. So when you grind stuff, if you're going to use a grinder, because resin is tough, you can use sandpaper and it'll work. When you get a grinding wheel, you know, if you get a grinder like, excuse me, if you get a grinder like this, it's going to come with a grinding wheel. These are, I think they're aluminum oxide and fiberglass and resin, and they work well enough. They do grind and get rid of things, but I got these ceramic discs, and they're real thin, but these things are awesome. I got 25 of these for about $25, so this is 36 grit, so that's really tough. This will grind through metal, wood, it just chews anything apart, so you got to be really, really careful with them. I got the toughest grit because I just didn't want to grind a lot of stuff, so it just did it real quick. I've been using the same one for months now, so they last a long time. Definitely worth the investment. I'll put the link below. So I am going to take the camera outside so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to be lightly touching the top of this resin just to clean it off, and then I'm going to be cleaning the rest of that out with a hand sander, and then I'll be spray painting it. So hopefully I can do it while the sun's shining. Even though it's 40 degrees outside, I'm still going to get it done today because it's got to get done. Okay? Thanks. Hi everyone. So it's been a couple weeks. Been able to make it out here in the garage. Got everything heated up. We're just a little over 50 degrees now, so I can start using the polyurethane and the resin and try to get this stuff done. So what I have here is some Beyblades. We're going to we printed these off, we cut them out, and we're going to glue those right down on there. Instead of trying to wrestle around with transferring an image and all that, this is a concave surface. It's going to get really confusing and it's hard to do, and we only have an inkjet printer, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time or money on this. So we're just going to glue these down, polyurethane over top of them, resin over top of that. Alright, I'm going to stop you right there. I do not recommend putting resin in a concave surface. I ruined the entire project. What happens when you put this resin, which is a liquid and it takes a while for it to dry, it all pools up at the bottom of the dish. And to understand that, these Beyblades need to be able to come down in a concave surface and fight each other. They're supposed to be able to do that. When you have this flat surface, this little puddle at the bottom, even if it's little, if it's a little puddle down here, those tops, the bays, will come down here and just spin. And they won't be able to battle each other, which makes it kind of pointless, and your kids are going to get bored and fall asleep and move on to the next thing. So when you put resin, this is exactly what happens. Even if it's just a little puddle, if it's just a little thing that's the size of a dime, it's going to affect the way the bays spin in that stadium, in that arena. So in the first one we made, I just sprayed it with polyurethane. If I could go back, I would spray it with more and give it several more layers of polyurethane just to give that paint some more protection, because the bays, when they spin, will chew up the paint that's there. So what I did with this, I spent all this time, I built the legs, painted the legs and all that kind of thing. We went and got a metal sled. I know it's brand new, but we'll get a lot of use out of it, and we can still use it as a sled in the future. So we put this on there, and the kids will be able to have a good time with it. You'll see a finished picture. I'm going to put a piece of foam around the edge where the foam that you would insulate your copper pipes with. Put that around the end, and the kids will be able to still have this to play with. So I hope you enjoyed. Please learn a lesson from this. No resin in a concave surface. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Please like, subscribe, share, and I look forward to making more projects with you. Thank you.
Let it rip! Bam! Here's our cat. Whoa!
That was a cool one.
There was massive damage on that one. Go, Spice Requiem! Yay!
It was all.
Wait. It actually also drains.
This is Odax I'm
no.
using. He is using Nightmare Luinor.
And Valcash P3.
He is using Valcash.
3,
2,
1,
let
let
it
it rip!
I just burst your bait instantly, Ethan.
And I just jumped right over you guys.
That's because mine went under yours. It's because mine went under yours, and you landed on me.
No! I literally landed and then just smashed you, and
No,
you were like,
one of you landed on me. I saw.
What?